A portion of this video is sponsored by Wondershare Recovery It. More information in this video. So I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Google, more than most brands, often use software as a workaround against hardware limitations. Sometimes it's pretty cool and sometimes it's not. Like in the case of using the video boost feature to cover up for lack of 8K recording on the Pixel 9 Pro XL. But when it's cool, it's pretty impressive, like in the case of Android 16 on the Pixel 9. Forget all the talks about Material 3 Expressive. The most important thing about Android 16 is that it has really changed my experience with the Pixel 9. This phone has gotten significantly better since I upgraded it to Android 16, to the extent that I'm wondering if the Pixel 10 can have enough exciting changes to make me spend money on it, especially since they both kind of will look the same. Let me tell you about the refined features on the Pixel 9. Android 16 brought so many changes to the Pixel 9. Some of them we won't get until August, while some of them are up and running right now, like live updates, which allows you to get real-time progress updates from food deliveries and ride-sharing applications on your notification panel and lock screens. And there are several more of these changes, like advanced protection mode and desktop mode, which is pretty impressive. But those are not the changes that has improved my experience with the Pixel 9. I'm talking about the little things in the performance. For instance, the Pixel 9 would often kill apps that are open on my phone but not in use, which is frustrating and embarrassing for a phone with about 12 gigs of RAM, but I haven't really experienced that change or that little annoyance since I upgraded to Android 16. That little change has actually kind of elevated my multitasking experience with this phone. So before, I could have 6 to 8 applications running on my phone, and when I go back to them after a couple of hours, like say YouTube or YouTube Studio, it reloads it like I'm just opening it for the first time. And those few seconds it takes to reload actually kills me. Yeah, I know it's kind of nitpicking, but after a while, it just gets annoying. But now, switching through applications has become smoother. Another thing that has improved is the battery life, which was the biggest surprise. Now, we all know Pixel phones have a power efficiency problem due to Tensor's architecture. And even though there have been gradual improvements, it is still an issue. Well, recently, I'm surprised at how long my phone has been lasting, and I use my phone for a couple of hours, switching through different social media apps, making video calls in the morning. Then I check my battery life about a few hours after, and it is still on 80% from 100%. So for context, I wake up every day about 6 a.m. and I make all these calls till around 10 or 11, and 80% is kind of crazy. Even the standby time has drastically improved. And I mean, this phone has always been a one-day phone, but as a very intense user, I would sometimes need a quick charge at some point in my day. Now with this new upgrade on Android 16, I've been going all day without a charge. So yeah, that 4,700 milliamp hours of battery is starting to feel like 4,700. And if you're still here, I'd like to thank you guys for 30,000 subscribers. My goal for 2025 is actually 50K. It looks far-fetched, I know, but I'm sure with you guys, we can actually do it. So subscribe to the channel and like this video, as this goes a long way for me. So guys, I have major breaking news. AI is here to stay. And I once thought it was a gimmick, I still kind of do, but alas, with the Pixel 9, we already kind of know how impressive these AI features are. Some have become useful to me, and some I still don't know why they exist. But one thing I've always been screaming for is better integration. I need Gemini to get better at performing cross-functional activities. For instance, say you're having a live conversation with Gemini about the best place to get a sandwich, and you might want to tell it to provide directions to wherever it recommends you using Google Maps. Before, Gemini couldn't take that action on another application while in the middle of a conversation with you. Now it can. It can take actions on Google Maps, Google Calendar, Google Task, Google Keep, and so on. And if you've ever used Gemini Live, you already know how huge this new feature is. Another great AI improvement to Gemini Live is the introduction of camera and screen sharing. You can easily just point your camera at something and you can then ask Gemini any question about it and you will get an answer immediately. Or you can share your screen with Gemini during a live conversation, ask questions about whatever it is you're sharing, and you will also get an answer. Now, what is very impressive about this feature is that Gemini is pretty accurate most of the time. So these changes make this phone feel sort of new. And with Material 3 Expressive coming in August, those UI and UX changes should further elevate the novelty of this phone. Pixel 10 will have to bring a lot of significant improvements to feel like a worthy upgrade over the Pixel 9. And I don't know if you've seen those leaks, but the form factor is not looking any different from this. Although, to be honest, I like most of the things about the form factor of this phone, and I hope that they keep those things on the Pixel 10. But Pixel is known for changing things ever so slightly or bigly with the camera design. You could see it from the Pixel 6 all the way to the Pixel 9. So I'm slightly disappointed it'll have the same design. You could easily say the signature camera bar and the flat sides are a working formula, which I think is the best Android design smartphone right now, maybe with the OnePlus 13. But there's also a few things that could be changed. For instance, the side is matte, but the back has a glossy finish. I think it should be a matte design like the Pixel 9a. And I think that's something to look out for in the upcoming Pixels. But like I said, most things about the design and the build quality of this phone should translate to the Pixel 10. I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Now, speaking of fixes, the one thing that should be fixed is the weight of this phone. It does have a bit of heaviness to it, but that's just me nitpicking at the end of the day. Have you ever deleted something and right after you kind of realize you still need it? Yeah, I've been there. And whether it's an important document, a client video, or a bunch of vacation photos you thought you backed up, Recover It by Wondershare has seriously saved me more than once. So Recover It is a powerful data recovery tool that's free to download, and it works on both the Windows and your Mac. It supports over 1,000 file types from videos and photos to documents and even emails. So whether you lost your data from a hard drive, your SSD, your SD card, or whatever external USB drive that you use, it has got you covered. So what I really like is that it lets you preview the files before you actually recover them. So you're not just restoring random stuff. You're picking exactly what you need. It even has an enhanced recovery mode to help rebuild them. So in my case, I accidentally deleted a project for a client sometime last week, and that had all the final edits, and Recover It pulled it back like nothing even happened. So if you ever find yourself in a data loss situation, definitely give Recover It a shot. I'll put a link right down in the description for all those that are interested. Thanks again to Recover It by Wondershare for sponsoring this video. Ultimately, the form factor of this phone is really good, and I don't think we get any major changes on the Pixel 10 in that regard. But what about the other areas? For one, the Pixel 10 will be powered by the Tensor G5, which is the first Google Tensor chip to be manufactured by TSMC, and other Tensor chips have been manufactured by Samsung and designed using customized versions of Exynos. I know, Exynos is Now, the fact that it is being manufactured by TSMC has made people very excited about the Pixel 10, and you can't really blame them. TSMC has consistently proven to be better at chip manufacturing than Samsung. Their chips are more power efficient and have shown better all-round performance than chips manufactured by Samsung. But that's the only exciting change we're expecting with the Pixel 10 at the moment, and we don't know if that will live up to the expectation. If Tensor G5 could take the Pixel 10's performance to Samsung and OnePlus's level, then that would be incredible. But I don't think we are going to get there. I think we will get a significant upgrade from Tensor G4, but to get to the level of efficiency and raw power offered by Snapdragon chips will probably take a few more tries. So if that version of the Tensor G5 turns out to be the only real change on the Pixel 10, I think a lot of people will be disappointed, especially that Android 16 has made the Pixel 9 a better device. But I've also been seeing some things about the Pixel 10's camera, like the telephoto lens having the ability to take macro pictures, because this will allow you to take tiny subjects in a more magnified way without getting too close to the subject itself. But the Pixel 9's ultra-wide camera already comes with dual pixel autofocus, which already makes it great for macro shots. And in my experience, using a telephoto lens for macro hasn't exactly been the most effective as opposed to using the ultra-wide lens. Still, I like the idea of having the option to use both. And let's not forget, the Pixel 9's camera is pretty good, especially its ultra-wide camera. It has improved a lot over its predecessor with a 48 megapixel sensor, a wide aperture of 1.7, and a 123-degree field of view. I feel really comfortable using it in low light conditions, unlike the Pixel 8. Now, the selfie camera is awesome too. The way the Pixel's image processing software takes my skin tone is honestly the best. It's better than anything that I have used in 2025. It enhances the image without oversaturating it, and it doesn't make me look like a wax figure or make my skin look orange like Samsung does. That balance between subtle enhancements and natural look is something a lot of phones still struggle to do in 2025. But besides Tensor G5, another change that would make me excited is the LTPO technology. Now, the Pixel 9's display has a 120Hz refresh rate, just like several other flagships, but disappointingly, it doesn't allow the refresh rate to dynamically adjust from 0 to 120 based on the content you're being displayed. It's one of the things Google can do to improve the battery life on the Pixel 10. This one just stays at 120Hz regardless of if you're playing games or scrolling through or just looking at a static image. That doesn't really help the phone that is already struggling with power efficiency. So yeah, that's a major flaw of the Pixel 9's display. The Pixel 9 is better than ever. And with just 2 months left until the next Pixel comes out, it seems like a phone that is just getting into its element on a full scale. Unless the Tensor G5 drastically improves the Pixel 10's performance from what we're used to, I think the Pixel 9 might be the better bargain in August when the Pixel 10 launches. But what does your phone feel like when you've upgraded to Android 16? Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, as now my new goal is 50,000 subs. Thank you guys for watching this video. My name is KJ, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.